Hello again. Good to see you. Hope you are enjoying life. They say life is what you make it, eh? And it's up to you to make it great. It's up to you to feel great. It's up to you to be happy. They said happiness is a choice. And so hope you're making the right choices. But no matter what you do in life, you are going to experience negatives and positives. But it's you that make the difference in the way you respond to the negative and the positives. But what I want to talk to you about is self-sabotage. But I want to talk to you about it from a different angle. And the angle is this. But first, I'll give you that analogy that I like, and it's something that did not originate with me, but when I heard it, it stuck with me. Your life and your whole belief system about you is like a thermostat on the wall. If you set that thermostat at 70, if the room gets too hot, the air conditioner is going to go on and bring it down to 70. If the room gets too cold, the heater is going to go on and bring it up to 70. Right? What I want you to understand here is this. In your life, you have this belief system. And that belief system is going to keep you where you are. Whether things are going good or whether things are going bad. Meaning whether it's hot or whether it's cold, you are going to be set right there. It's important that you understand this. In my life, I use my life as an example. I came to this country many, many years ago. I started a business from scratch. And I built it to $21,000 a month. Right? That's good money. But I sabotaged it all. And it's like, really? How could you do that to yourself? And then I examined my beliefs. Remember, I had asked you in one of my videos to write down your life and see what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, why you're making decisions, why you're doing what you're doing, and on it goes. And I was able to go back into my life and remember some of the things that my parents told me and my friends told me, and things that I believe about myself. I wouldn't say I'm tempted to tell you some of the proverbs, but I don't think I want to. But in each of us, we have that metaphor that we believe in, that forms, it kind of evolves from all the stuff that people tell you, all the stuff that you choose to believe about yourself. So what happens is, here I am, making $21,000 a month, and I messed up the whole thing. I employed the wrong people for my company, and then I was in a debt situation that I should not have been in. And then I had people that really came into the company and basically destroyed most of my company at the time. And while I took responsibility for it, I went back and I realized this is exactly what I believe about my life. Like, I'm only supposed to be this rich. Right? I don't want to blame my mother for anything, but she always asks the question, why do you want money and all this money and all this kind of things? And some of the things came from there, and you don't know that even though you have left home, how many years, your parents are still controlling you once you are still listening to the belief systems that they give you, especially about yourself. And the people who have given you the most productive or the most destructive belief about yourself are your parents. And it does not mean that you're blaming them for anything, no, but a lot of your values, especially your self-values, and your self-appraisals come from them. And it is this self-appraisal that formed that thermostat on the wall. And so you having a great life, or maybe you have the girlfriend or boyfriend of your life, or living in the nicest place, driving the nicest car, and then you just wrecked it all, and it's like, what is going on here, right? Well, what happens is you have a belief system like the thermostat on the wall that is keeping you at this level. So if you go above that level, you're going to do a lot of crazy things that brings you back down to that level. And if you're below that level, you're going to do a lot of things that will bring you back up to that level. I live a certain life here, right? And I always live in a certain kind of a house, always. I've moved about 3 times, and I may move again, but every time I move, I'm always in that same situation because that is what I like, that is what I attract. And even though I went through a time in my life when I literally crashed, when I came back, within months, I came back to the lifestyle that I had before. And it's like, how does it happen? I remember hearing this about a gentleman who went into bankruptcy. He was a millionaire, and he went through a bit of a bad time in his life as well. And he also did a lot of crazy things that attracted, the decisions and the difficulties that he got into. Long story short, he went to broke. Well, and from being broke, he came up with an idea for a special cookie. And guess what? He got it all together. He got a bakery and what have you, and he started making these cookies and distributing it. And the next thing you know, he's a millionaire again. Like, just like that. And it's like, wow, why is this happening? And you are rich because you are rich. You are poor because you're poor. You're middle class because you're middle class. It's all in your thinking. And until you change the setting of that thermostat on your wall, your life will always remain where it is. And look at your life. You've always been on that level, haven't you? How long have you been on that level? And no matter what changes, you always come back to that level because that's the level you're at. But that doesn't mean you have to stay at that level and it's unchangeable. It's up to you to change it. So self-sabotage is really your life bringing you back into balance with what you truly believe about yourself. So when you're self-sabotaging and messing up, it's because you are pulling yourself back to that setting on your thermostat, whether it's 60 degrees, 70 degrees, 80 degrees. And it's up to you to change the setting. If you don't change the setting, you will always be sabotaging, meaning that it's almost like a corrective force that says, okay, it's true you have $1 million in the bank right now, but you have a $100,000 mentality. So guess what? Something is going to happen where you're going to blow $900,000. And I'm laughing because it sounds silly, but it's true. And we do this all the time. In relationships, we do it. With money, we do it. When we get positions and certain jobs, we do it. And then we look back and said, what really happened? Well, you sabotage. But I call it, you self-corrected. Because that's where you tell yourself you should be. And that's where you are. And then there's nobody to blame but you. But if you understand you can change these things and make a difference in your life. So that's my take on self-sabotage and what it is and how to correct it. Change your setting. Hey, change your setting, change your life. Hey, how's that? Maybe that's what I'll call this video. Change your settings, change your life. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. And remember, the website e4women.com, there is music on there that's especially designed to get deep inside of you and transform you and strengthen you. And these things happen instantly. When you read a book, you have to read and absorb and assimilate. When you listen to music, it goes right in immediately. So this has been developed especially for you. So follow the links, buy one song and try it out. And if you like more, you can buy one song at a time. You can buy the whole album, but you're still shopping for one song at a time. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I wish you all the best, and change your setting, change your life.